Alright, hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. We'll be doing differential equations today. So differential equations basically incorporate all concepts of integration, and differential equations basically helps you to integrate an equation which has two variables. So how do we integrate and how do we work on it? Okay. dy by dx is generally called, this is called the first order and the only technique that we will learn today is going to be separating variables to solve. Now how do we go about it? Let's look at that, and I'll look at it with this. I'll teach you this concept with the help of questions. Okay, so dx upon dt is this. Let's take LCM. Separating variables means take all variables with x on one side with its respective dot dx and everything else on the other side. Now introducing integration sign on both the sides. Each side will be integrated, can be integrated with the same technique, can be integrated with a different technique. So if you look at this one and you take out the differential of it, which is there in the numerator. So when the differential is there in the numerator and the function is there in the denominator, it becomes ln f of x. So you need a minus 2x, minus. Now minus 2 ln for minus x square equals to t plus c. Now the concept is x is 1 when t is 0. Y add c to the right hand side. Basically c is added to both left hand side and right hand side, but overall impact is only on one side. So for example, if you have a plus 5 and a plus 8 here, you can take 5 to the other side and it will have plus 3 on the right hand side. So we just put c on just one side, which is on the right hand side. So c is minus 2 ln 3 and use it as it is. Now the question says you have to obtain an expression for x square in terms of t. That means you have to make x square the subject, and for that I'll bring all ln functions to one side and I'll take ln common out. 3 power square minus means divide, and 4 minus x square will be the whole square. When ln shifts on the other side, it becomes e power t. Cross multiplication. Removing the square requires a square root. I move this here and this entire fraction to this side. You know, after solving the differential equation, making the subject is where majority of the students get stuck. Let's do another question now. Okay, dy dot y square. I move this here. Now integrating both the sides, y cube upon 3. This will be done using by parts. uv minus u bar v. Y is 2 when x is 0. Value of y when x is 0.5. First thing is you have to find out the value of c. So y is 2 cube upon 3. I plug it in, it becomes now they're asking you to find value of y when x is 0.5. I hope it makes sense. It was just all calculation by substituting the value of x as 0.5. Now, let's move on to the next question. If I separate out the variables, it's going to be cos 2 theta upon sin 2 theta dot d theta equals to 1 upon x plus 1 dot dx. Integrating on both the sides. Sine ka differential is cos multiplied by the differential of the angle. When theta is pi by 12, x is 0. Sine pi by 6 is 1 upon 2. And if I open this, this is 0. Now, I use quotient law to open this portion, okay? Okay, now here, let's write down the entire equation again. Obtaining expression for x in terms of theta. x in terms of theta का मतलब ये ln कॉमन निकाला. Power half, power half. Okay. So it was integration by recognition on both the sides. In both the function, the denominator and the differential was in the numerator. So it was quite easy. Let's do word problem now. In a certain chemical process, the substance is being formed t minutes after the start of the process. The rate of increase of m is proportional to this. Proportional के लिए I've used the point, the value of the variable k. They want us to show this equation, okay? When dm upon dt is 5, solve the differential equation and show the solution can be expressed in the form. Okay, this is interesting. Let's do this. 1 upon 1 upon 50 minus m square का मतलब ये है, this can go in the numerator as a negative power. Now, power में plus 1 divided by new power into the differential of the expression. What is the value when calculate solve the differential equation? When t is 0, m is 0. Plug it in. Now t is 0.0 is 1 upon 500 t plus 1 upon 50. So if 500 is the LCM, cross multiply, this m comes here, this entire fraction goes there. Proven. Now calculate the mass when t is 10 and find the time taken for the mass to increase from 0 to 45. Calculate the mass when t is 10 and time taken from the mass to go from 0 to 45. Mass. जब t 10 है तो 50 minus 500 upon 10 plus 10 is 20. So mass is 25 and t is 10. Okay. When mass is 0, time is 0. When mass is 45, time is 1.11. So this is the time taken, which is 1.11. Is it in hours or minutes? So it's 1 minute and 6 seconds. Next part says, state what happens to the mass of the substance as t becomes very large. My mass equation is this. When t becomes large, meaning t approaches infinity. When there's infinity in the denominator, it becomes 0. Yani ke when t is infinity plus 10, this entire thing is infinity. And 500 upon infinity will become 0. So 50 minus 0, the mass will approach 50.